I went on a walk in the evening time, and then it lasted maybe an hour around the arboretum, just an hour, and I brought my walking stick and was exercising with it. Then when I was done, I at the end towards the end of that walk, I was feeling already inflammation in my joints, and so I don't think it was the eggs that I ate. I ate eggs afterward. I know I didn't go eat the eggs before I went on the walk, and I'm sure I felt the inflammation before I ate the eggs because it was towards the end of the walk, and then it just started getting worse. I was um, I was feeling like my nerves were extra sensitive, and I so inflammation in the joints and extra sensitivity in the nerves, and I was just dealing with that. It got worse overnight though, and I wonder if it could have been because of the pain in my calf, because I suffered for 5 days, really not able to walk normally, with this pain that developed in my calf, a muscle pain, stiffness, tightness, and towards the end of that, I could itch it by rubbing the calf. It was getting very itchy. It was painful for 3 or 4 days, and then got itchy for the last two or three. Itchy and painful. I was stretching it out and just trying to walk on it, and then that releases, and now I got this full body inflammation. I wonder if I got inflammation from that water I drank, that tap water. It goes to the calf, causing a ton of pain. I isolate that inflammation to just be in pain in a calf, and then that releases, and now I got a full body inflammation. So I think it was a progression that I'm very concerned about, and I just can't remember what happened in Pocatello, Idaho exactly. I got the knee inflammation that lasted a few days, but what happened after that? Did I get a full body inflammation? Because I drank that bad water in Pocatello, and then got knee inflammation right away. At least within like 10 minutes. It was like instant. That knee inflammation was instant. I was at the library. I tried to force down water, and it's like while walking to the back to my computer, I pretty much was feeling the inflammation setting in. Just after trying to force a swallow of bad tasting and bad water. And now it's happened again in Iowa, but in a different way. Inflammation acts so weird. The cold weather does not help the situation. Uh, so I was struggling to keep warm last night. I didn't break out any heat packs, but it got down to the low 30s. So I mean, there's a real reason that I was struggling to keep warm, and then the wind was not helping. I got out of my car to go take a pee, and I was actually kind of warm in my blankets, get out to pee, and then suddenly I'm freezing again. And it's like I got all this information. It's making my heart go nuts. Especially when I lay on my side, my heart just goes nuts. And my head felt swollen. And it was just It's just such a strange, like, infection, chemical or biological. I don't know. I mean, I think it's a result of the bad tasting water, and I need to be careful of that. Be very careful. I don't feel very comfortable driving at the moment still because my head is full. It's hard to turn my eyes all the way to the sides because there's so much pressure. And turning my head, turning my eyes, there's pain. Yeah. Oh, good morning, Bill. So this inflammation is just. It started in the knees. It started in all the joints, mostly the knees, and then I started warming up by just getting in my blankets. So then the inflammation just covered my whole body, and my throat was warm. Everything was warm. My cheeks were rosy. My lips were really flushed with heat. They weren't. They didn't go numb like with sepsis. They got really super hot. I'm sure if I would have checked my body temperature, it would have been higher than normal. It felt higher than normal, and I just wanted to just keep warm through it with all the blankets, and I mostly was able to. But then just sitting in my car, not moving a whole lot, kind of like what I'm doing now. I developed some stiffness in my lower bowels. I pooped twice this morning, and there was some pain because all I did last night, starting at like 6 p.m., all I did was sit in my car all night into the morning, pretty much, laying down, sitting, not moving a whole lot because of the inflammation and the cold outside. And because of the lack of movement, I was getting some problems in the lower bowels with the lack of movement, the lack of motility, and getting a little pain there. But I pooped twice this morning, and I mean, they're not constipation, but it can build up in some places. I gotta move. This lower bowel inflammation potentially I have potential for lower bowel inflammation, which can get really bad, and it's put me down for a week at a time sometimes. So there's just so much to be careful of with movement. And I mean, I have to admit, being in this car does not help because of the lack of movement. But I'm dealing with it as much as I can. I hope to go to a library. It doesn't open for 2 hours, but hope to move around a little bit. But the lack, well, it's the thing is, I went on a big walk, and then I get joint inflammation, and then I lay down a lot, and then I get further problems from the lack of movement. It's like, it almost seems like the cold is a problem, and I mean, keeping warm has been, but I haven't had so much inflammation. I haven't had this kind of inflammation in a long time, so I'm just making note of it. I really need to keep track because I was gonna look for tamarins. I don't need it right now, but I'm like, I wanted to look at an old video discussing my experience with tamarins, and I can't find anything. I don't know if I put anything out there. So it's like this YouTube, I'm trying to like refer back to old videos just to remember what it was like for the problems, the health problems. And I know I stopped tamarind for some reason. I think it was making me puke because it was so sour. But now that I'm burping so much, I kind of want to take another look at it, give it another try to see if I could stop all the burping. But now I got a burping problem, an inflammation problem, having difficulty trying to keep warm in this cold. But I mean, it's getting a little bit better. It's in the 30s, but the sun's coming out at least. I guess I'll want to move south a little bit faster because of the drop in temperatures in Iowa. So I'm just making note of all that so I can refer back to it. Where's... Oh, I see.